head of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, had a lengthy conversation with Variety around the future of the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Thor, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Cap, and Iron Man. And so he talked about a bunch of things. Let's dive into and discuss everything in that article. One of the big things that he confirmed was that Jake Schreier, the guy who directed Thunderbolts, which came out earlier this year, which is absolutely fantastic, he's going to be directing the new X-Men movie. This is important for a lot of reasons. What Jake did with Thunderbolts was fantastic. It brought together a team, and that's what the X-Men are. But it's also going to be cast as a much more younger, cohesive unit because you want to have characters like Wolverine, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Magneto, Charles. You want to have them be together and around for a long period of time to tell multiple iterations and stories with those characters. So having a much more younger cast involved with them, they're going to be a pivotal franchise going forward in the MCU. So I'm excited for that as well. He also mentioned in terms of Iron Man and Captain America and what RDJ and Evans did for those characters put us to where we are now. But we have to retool those characters to have them as a much more younger cast in the post Secret Wars Marvel Universe. This makes complete sense because you want to have Iron Man and Cap interact with Charles and Jean and Wolverine. You want to be able to have them interact and be together in movies and stories for many years to come. So having all around be younger makes complete sense for me. I'm excited for that. But then he spoke about Chris Hemsworth and Thor and how Thor is a pivotal rock and he's in his prime and Hemsworth is playing Thor and he could be around for many years because there's so many stories left to tell with the characters. So Hemsworth, I think, is going to be a pivotal foundational block going forward in the MCU. And I'm very excited to see where we go with Thor going forward because I love his portrayal. He also spoke about Miles Morales. So Miles is a Sony character and a Sony property, and he's having his own story going on in the Spider-Verse movies going forward. That movie is coming out in 2027. We can't have a live action Miles until that movie concludes. But post Secret Wars, he spoke to having and wanting to get Miles right and have him interact with Tom Holland Spider-Man and have Miles and Peter interact. I'm so looking forward to that, and I want to see a live action Miles because people love the character of Miles Morales. Then he mentioned Kang, and he talked about how Jonathan Majors, before he got in trouble like a couple years back, they're already looking to pivot away from Kang to go like in a different direction with Doctor Doom. So this makes sense. I mean, he introduced Kang in Ant-Man, and he got beat by ants. So people are never going to be really down and have him be like fearful like Thanos was because he got beat by ants. You can't have that happen. Like they just messed up with that. But I have hope for what they're doing with Doctor Doom going forward. He then broke down and talked about Fantastic Four and how Fantastic Four coming out this week. You need no prior knowledge going into that movie. Just go with an open mind and enjoy a great movie. Then finally, he talked about rebooting the MCU, and it's not rebooting; it's more retooling to have streamlined continuity and have all these characters with the X-Men, with the Avengers, with the Fantastic Four on one Earth and one universe, be able to interact and tell multiple stories with. This makes complete sense because there's so many different ways and narratives you can go with all these different characters, and you can dip into the sandbox and interact and cross over. I'm so excited for that. I'm looking forward to the future of Marvel, and we have a lot that can come down the pipeline.